This beautiful white number 48 around in the pole position for the start of the Knoxville National title is Dave Blaney, and you've had a beautiful week so far. Dave, how do you feel that your luck will hold to carry out to the final victory?
Well, we feel pretty good right now. The crew feels good. I got my car all fixed up, and it seems to be operating pretty well. We got a hot lap here in a little bit, so we'll find out. But we feel like we got a good or better shot than anybody.
You're obviously there's no holding back on 30 laps. You just got to truck all the way, jump off the pole, and get to hold on to the lead. I would imagine from flag to flag. No pacing yourself here.
No, these races, you know, it's 30 laps, and it might only last 10 minutes. So you got to pretty well get it done and get it over with.
Well, we'll be watching and wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay, Steve.
If there was pari-mutuel betting allowed on sprint cars, I have a feeling the number 11 car with this man, Steve Kinser, aboard would be about a 2-to-1 shot, maybe even money. That's how much confidence the fans around here having you making it 3 in a row. What do you think?
Well, they got more confidence than I do. I don't know. We've been out. Haven't felt real good, but the track has changed a little bit, and we've had our car set up for the change of the track, so it's hard to tell whether we're right or not until we get out there and let the track sort of come to our setup, and then we'll know if we hit it or not. That's the main thing.
I watched you a second ago, and you walked out physically and looked at the racetrack. What did you see?
Well, I'm just sort of watching some of the seeing how the moisture is holding up on the bottom, and watching how far the cushion's moving up. Right now, it's sort of a nip and tuck groove between the top and the bottom. There might be a chance that one corner will be a little faster on just the bottom and one on the top. Right now, I'm just trying to get some idea in my head what lines I'm going to run the first few laps to try to make 3 or 4 good laps to get things strung out a little bit, and then I can start working around a little bit.
As you well know, there's some hungry young drivers out there looking to gun you down. Good luck with them.
Thank you.
Okay. Brock?
Steve, I'm with Danny Smith, is going to start on the inside of the second row. First of all, Danny, is this the best start you've ever had and a shot at winning the Knoxville Nationals?
Yeah, this is definitely the best year I've had here.
Got to feel good about it. How's the race car set up after hot laps, and how do you feel about the whole deal?
Well, the Nash brothers got me some real good equipment. We got a fresh motor, a brand new car. We run that dash deal and felt okay, a little bit too tight, so kind of just going to hot lap the car like I was in the dash, and since the track's going away a little bit, see where we're at.
Will you sit back for a while or try to run right up front right away?
Well, it's, you know, 30 laps, you sit back a while, there's going to be 3 or 4 guys drive by you, so.
Okay.
Really have no plan, because it seems like your plan backfires when they throw the green, so you just got to go by the seat of your pants.
Lap by lap. Okay, good luck, Danny. Best of luck.
Okay, thanks a lot.
For sure. Steve?
Well, the Ford fans only have to look to the outside of the second row, the blue number 10 car, Bobby Davis Jr., because that is the only Ford to hold off a whole bunch of small block Chevrolets. It's running well. We saw that in the frame dash.
Yeah, it is running well. I'd like to thank Casey Luna Ford for sponsoring the car and giving us the opportunity to run the Ford, and we sure are proud of it right now.
Let me ask you something. When you're out there in close quarters, where do you look? Are you trying to look a straightaway ahead? Or just where does a sprint car driver look?
Well, mainly you look straight away ahead, or try to look, as soon as you exit the corner, you try to look in between the next two corners if you can. You know, you definitely want to run the race ahead of where you're running instead of your front tires, and maybe you can see what's happening in front of you.
And you have to drive a little bit defensively.
You do with these guys. You know, it's not bad or nothing like that. You just have to go flat out for 30 laps and try to make the right moves at the right time.
Those interviews done earlier this evening as everybody is on the racetrack.
The moment is at hand. The time that all sprint car fans, crews, and drivers wait for all year long. The start of the A feature at the Knoxville Nationals. The drivers are waving to the crowd in their 4 abreast formation, and the crowd is responding with a wave of their own. I'm Steve Evans along with Brock Yates. And Brock, this is why we came as well.
It sure is. One of the most thrilling moments. Always this World of Outlaws traditional 4 abreast pace lap is a thrill, but when you know that as soon as the green flag drops, out of this field will come a Knoxville Nationals champion. Dave Blaney, Steve Kinser on the front row, Danny Smith, Bobby Davis Jr. the second row. Chris Eash has run well all week. Joey Allen, Johnny Herrera, Sammy Swindell, who sits back there in the 4th row. Jeff, his brother, in the 5th. Rocky Hodges, always a contender. Mark Kinser, a real comer. Tim Green coming back from injuries. Jerry Richard Jr., Jack Good, the USAC ace. Bobby Allen, terrific runner. Jimmy Sills from California Pro. What a field. Some of the finest, perhaps the best. And there is Doug Wolfgang in row 11 beside Randy Turner, the man that he bested in the B main.
Doug Wolfgang starts in the 21st position. And Brock, there's a lot of fans here with their fingers crossed for Wolf to think maybe he can do in the A what he did in the B. But it's going to be so much tougher.
Right, Steve. If, in fact, we hadn't just seen that miracle finish in the B main, I would say it was an impossible dream. But right now, everybody has upset in mind as they watch Doug Wolfgang way back there as Dave Blaney leads the field down off turn number 4. Will the green be out? Next to him, Steve Kinzer, 5-time champion. We've got a green.
We do indeed. You saw the yellow car, 57, Danny Smith, try to move to the inside. There was not enough room. So it's the man on the pole, the 48 car on the inside, who takes the early lead, Dave Blaney. Look at him go.
And right behind him, Bobby Davis Jr. And perhaps the biggest surprise is the 11 car. Steve Kinzer has fallen back to 3rd. But no, he won't accept that. He charges past Bobby Davis Jr. back into the 2nd spot and tries to move in on the leader.
And already Doug Wolfgang has one knocked in his gun. He has passed 77 Mike Brooks and moved into the 20th position.
So Doug Wolfgang, a long road ahead. There is the number 11 car, Steve Kinzer. There's Bobby Davis Jr. And sitting back there in that 3rd spot is the 57 car of Danny Smith.
Doug Wolfgang, again, he is closing in on Jack Hewitt, number 23S. And that is for the 14th spot.
And he makes it work, Steve. He has passed Hewitt and now past 14, Tim Green. He's moved into the 13th spot and begins to challenge Rocky Hodges in 12.
Well, certainly the steering problem has been fixed on the 18 car. There is Wolfgang going low under the 3 car of Rocky Hodges, and he accelerates away from him.
So he is now in the 12th spot. Doug Wolfgang now challenging Donnie Kreitz for 11. Right up ahead of him is Donnie Kreitz in the blue 69K. Can Kreitz hold him off? That's the big question. So far in the last 2 races, nobody has held off Doug Wolfgang.
And there's a terrific race for 2nd here. Dave Blaney leads it, but the race for 2nd is Steve Kinzer trying to make it 3 in a row. The blue car goes high there. With the 11 on the way behind him is the blue car, the Ford of Bobby Davis Jr.
They are currently lapping the red and white number 5 car of Rick Underger. There is Steve Kinzer going through turn number 4, and right behind him, Bobby Davis Jr. in the blue 10.
And there is the leader, Dave Blaney, in the 48 car. He's got a bit of distance between himself, Steve Kinzer, and Bobby Davis Jr. He just hopes he can hang on to that.
Well, that is Blaney now with a relatively clear track, but with all these race cars on a half mile, there is no room for error. You're always in traffic. You never really clear. Even though you're the leader, you never really have a clear racetrack ahead as he moves by Randy Turner in the red number 10.
And with all those cars out there, the speed is slowed down a little bit. Going into turn 3, 96 miles per hour. That lap on Dave Blaney.
Right, the racetrack getting a little slicker, a little harder, and also with all that traffic, we're not seeing the big 110, 115 mile an hour trap speeds down the back straightaway.
Now in the last lap, number 11, Steve Kinzer has made up some ground on the leader. 48, Dave Blaney. 10, Bobby Davis Jr. still in that 3rd spot, and he is closing in on Kinzer. It's tightening up front.
Right, all those 3 cars, they have been the only ones that have really contested for the lead right from the green flag.
But look at Doug Wolfgang. He is now dicing with young Johnny Herrera from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The 4A, the red car, he is by him using lap traffic to help him.
Beautiful pass, right past Chris Eash in the 17E, and 4A, Johnny Herrera flew right by him. That puts Wolfgang in the 7th spot. Up ahead of him, Joey Allen, the 7C, riding in 6th. That is his next target for tonight. Meanwhile, up ahead, Dave Blaney in the white number 48 continues to hold on to that 1st position, holding off the number 11 car of Steve Kinzer and the number 10 car of Bobby Davis Jr.
Actually, Bobby Davis Jr. has gotten around Steve Kinzer in the 11 car. It is now the Ford, the blue car. Bobby Davis Jr. high there. You see him tucking in behind Blaney. There are your 3 leaders. Blaney 48, Davis 10, Kinzer 11.
I'm surprised, Steve, that Kinzer has not shown more muscle in the early going. He normally likes to go right to the front. I don't think he's showing any kind of pacing here. I think these other 2 guys are quicker than he is. Maybe they've got a better setup tonight.
Well, he also told me, Brock, that he was setting the car up and going to let the track come to him so that his car would be ready for the last half of the race.
That is the awesome experience that he and car owner Carl Kinzer bring to the sport. There is Wolfgang. He's now in 5th, chasing number 1, Sammy Swindell from 4th place. Mark Kinzer Kinzer is in the 6th spot.
And this bare-knuckle fight for the 2nd position goes on between number 10, Bobby Davis Jr., the blue car, and Steve Kinzer in the number 11, another blue car. The darker machine on the inside. As they sweep around this half-mile oval, you can see Kinzer. He just about lost it. He got off the throttle, and that lost some ground for him.
So Dave Blaney continues to lead it, holding off both Bobby Davis Jr. and Steve Kinzer as they head down into turn number 2.
And still, it's Doug Wolfgang having his problems with Sammy Swindell, the black number 1 car. Sammy will not be passed easily. He also has a good setup, apparently, riding up high on the round.
Well, it's all distilled down to 5 of the very best sprint cars and the drivers in the world right now. Blaney, Kinzer, Davis, Swindell, and Wolfgang, all riding up near the front, all hoping for victory, and all having potentially victory in their hands. All Wolfgang needs right now is a caution flag to close this field down and to get up among the leaders.
Okay, continuing to lead is Dave Blaney, but back in that 4th position, it is still Sammy Swindell and Doug Wolfgang starting to apply some pressure now. Wolfgang goes down low. Look at that car handle. Swindell has 4 speed coming out of the corner. That keeps him even or a car length ahead. But the next turn it may be a different story, as Wolfgang has the short way around the racetrack.
What a race between 2 of the best in the world. And look at this. That is Bobby Davis Jr., who moved by Dave Blaney in a quick move, and then Blaney recovers to retake the lead.
Just incredible racing. Just what the fans expect from the Knoxville Nationals.
That is Dave Blaney down low. Bobby Davis Jr. up high, up on the high side. There is no cushion now. It's right up against the fence. It's a smooth racing surface all the way around this Knoxville half mile. As we watch Bobby Davis Jr. take Blaney one more time. They're in traffic. They're charging through a massive slower automobile. Kinzer now moves in on Blaney. Kinzer down low through turn number 2. He takes both of them. Blaney and Bobby Davis both fall to the number 11 driver. Steve Kinzer has the lead.
It's when you get into traffic like that that the genius of Kinzer, the experience shows. Look at Bobby Davis Jr. trying him on the outside, but he gets too high. Kinzer has the better line. Kinzer puts a little distance between him and the 2nd place driver. Dave Blaney is now hammering right on the back of Bobby Davis Jr.
Steve Kinzer, notice, has taken the low line way down low as the 2 other drivers try the high side. Dave Blaney in the 48, Bobby Davis Jr. both chasing Steve Kinzer. And there is Randy Smith in the 20 car. Bobby Davis Jr. has to go way high to get around him. Will Randy Smith be a factor here in that he gets a little bit in the way and slightly balks? Now Dave Blaney trying to get around him.
The white flag is out. Only a half a mile remains. Doug Wolfgang still in that 5th position. Sammy Swindell in the black number 1 car has not been an easy one to pass. But up front, it is Steve Kinzer, Bobby Davis Jr., and Dave Blaney, all fighting for the Knoxville Nationals title. And it's going to be Steve Kinzer for the 3rd year in a row.
And the fight continues between Swindell and Wolfgang. Swindell will hold him off to take 4th place. Still a moral victory for Doug Wolfgang. As for the number 11 car, Steve Kinzer, his 6th Knoxville Nationals victory.
And Rocky is still sawing on that steering wheel, maybe taking an insurance lap in case anybody miscounted.
The greatest single sprint car race of them all goes one more time to Steve Kinzer, Bobby Davis Jr., Dave Blaney, Sammy Swindell, and the comeback king, Doug Wolfgang, round out the top 5. Finishing in 6th spot, Mark Kinzer, Joey Allen, Danny Smith, Jimmy Sills, and Chris Eash in the 10th spot. And now Steve Evans is with the man of the hour in victory lane.
Steve Kinzer, for the 3rd consecutive year, has won the Knoxville Nationals. Last year, it was a bit of a cakewalk. Not this time. What a race. Bobby Davis Jr. right there. Dave Blaney was right there. It was incredible.
Oh, I tell you, I just started picking the bottom up there coming off of 2, and actually they got to racing a little bit and started missing the bottom, and I fell back and started catching it, and we just got to slip by there.
You know, you told me before the race you were going to let the track come to you. About lap 15, it came to you.
Well, we started going a little bit better. I don't know, I was trying to pitch a car off a little bit too tight. There actually was a middle groove in it, and I wasn't running it. But who cares? We come away, we got this Coors Light car number 1, and that's all that matters.
Oh, boy. What a race. Let's see if Brock has caught up with Doug Wolfgang.
Okay, as Doug Wolfgang carries on with a mob of autograph seekers here, and well-deservedly so. Doug,
super effort. I know that it got to be a little disappointing, but nonetheless, it was an absolutely incredible comeback. And
well, heck, we ain't even really disappointed. We were disappointed earlier in the week when fuel pump broke and looked like we had absolutely no chance to do anything. And only thing we could do was come on a non-qualifying night and give it our best shot. We were lucky enough not to blow up anything else, flatten any tires, have any trouble. We didn't hit anybody. We got through the whole deal on Friday night. We got through the C, you know, no trouble in the B. You know, as far it was trouble, but you know, no mechanical problems. So we made our goal after we blew up on Wednesday to go ahead and make the main. We made our goal, so I guess we got 5th, and whatever we would have got tonight in the main would have been good enough for us. So we're not disappointed now.
That's terrific. There were some tense moments just before the A main started with the steering problem, and the crew worked like maniacs to get it done, and just in time.
Well, I tell you, these guys really did work hard. They, this Kodiak Mobile One crew did whatever I asked them to do, and you know, sometimes I ask them to do the wrong things, and it's not their fault. So it'd be more, you know, the trouble we have probably be more my fault than anybody's. But if I can tell them the right things and you know, they can interpretate them right, we're usually in there, and they did a super job tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, they say sprint car racing is the most competitive racing in the world, and I think men like you definitely proved it tonight. We're all proud of you. Thanks.
I'm proud to be part of the sport, and thanks for being here.
Yes, sir.